Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Nerdarchy Ryan, and I'm joined by
Nathan Nerdarch.
Nerdarchy Dave.
And today we have a GM 911. It's from James Laframboise, and maybe you don't say it that French. And the question is regarding, he has a player that wants to play a Dragon Knight, which I'm not sure if that's some sort of prestige class, if he's trying to re-import something from a previous edition of the game.
Or if he's just a mounted knight on a dragon.
On a dragon. But he wants to be a knight on a friggin' dragon.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, we also have Nerdarchy the newsletter. So if you want to get information fast and first, you can sign up for that. Back to GM 911. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, there's several problems with this. Like, first of all, like, it goes back to like player agency and how much do you want in your game. And this is a perfect instance where it's okay to say
overboard,
no.
Yeah.
You can say no here because, this will completely change the dynamic of the campaign.
It's game breaking.
Right. Or you might want to... Well, it all depends on what kind of game you're going to run, too. Like, if this came up in Session 0 and, like, the players were then all of a sudden all on board, and then you as a GM are like, yeah, I can run that.
Let's all be Dragon Knights, yeah. Like,
or there's a society of Dragon Knights or something.
Well, it kind of, in a way, it comes down to the Noah Antweiler Spoon, a.k.a. Spoony video of all Jedi or no Jedi.
Yeah.
like, because if this character's doing it, this person's doing it to have the character that's uber powerful compared to everyone else, well, that's bullshit. But if everybody's kind of like, it's like having a game where everybody's monsters.
Or either that or give him like an antagonistic dragon, a new NPC, and does nothing but bust his chops the whole time and rarely does what he actually wants. Matter of fact, the dragon tries to order him around.
Yeah. Dragon's like not really into this adventuring thing, because dragons really wouldn't be. They just want to get the horde.
Yeah, he goes along, does virtually nothing, and demands almost all of the treasure.
He wants tribute.
I gotta start my horde early, man.
Yeah.
Think about compounding interest. I live for thousands of years.
Hoarding ain't easy, you know.
Hoarding ain't easy.
That's right. So,
that might be a t-shirt.
I actually have a real suggestion for how this could work out. It's probably not going to be.
Wait, are you saying our suggestions aren't real?
No. Work out without changing anybody else's character premise.
Okay.
That's what I should have said. So.
Okay, so this character is like a Don Quixote, and he just imagines that he has a dragon.
It's an imagined dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, so what my suggestion is that they've got to be cool with going like multi-classing, maybe as a fighter warlock.
Mm-hmm.
And your because warlock just has the mechanics for how I think. First off, the powers that you would gain as a Dragon Knight, and also it has other mechanics put into it already without having to make up too much stuff. I would definitely make up a Warlock pact with dragons. Did Ted do that?
We did a thing where we had, like, the person was the familiar to the dragon.
Okay, well, if we were, in a
reverse
sense,
engineering
the dragon is still your patron, but it's more of, like, you're a caretaker of an egg, and over time it'll be born and you'll have like a wormling, but you're gonna have to stretch that through the warlock levels, not just give it to them right away. Like, hey, first level, ride around on your dragon. Yeah. So that's
instead he's got this special harness where he's got to carry the egg with him.
Yeah, he's like a surrogate mama right now.
Everyone else is cooking dinner and setting up camp, and he's sitting on the egg.
Yeah. Something like he's got to have some kind of growth development there. Like maybe it's born at third level when he picks Pact of whatever. I would maybe Pact of the Chain because the familiar's already worked into it.
Yeah, you could use like the pseudo dragon and just reskin that to be like a very baby dragon. Like
yes, exactly. So you could say like that's just what your dragon starts out as.
I mean, maybe give it the appropriate breath weapon of the thing.
Yeah, well, flavor it towards the color dragon or whatever type of dragon is going to be.
This edition has far less age categories than previous editions, so like you can reinstitute the hatchling.
Yes, the hatchling. So you get a hatchling at third when you pick Pact of the Chain. Rework it so basically a lot of the powers of the warlock first off are kind of themed with either the dragon's type, if it's a gold dragon, or let's say it's a blue dragon, it's just easy lightning. So you're gonna have lightning attacks. You're gonna get things that are more based on like speed, quickness, that kind of stuff.
Or resistance of
resistance
or two,
to
or dealing damage of.
So you're going to gain those type of things. Maybe look at a few of the sorceress power stuff to kind of consider.
Well, yeah, you might create invocations that
Yeah.
are based off of off of that
special
theme.
invocations that he can take. Just don't make him super powerful. Maybe some of the invocations augment the dragon, the dragon hatchling, and then eventually whatever level you feel is appropriate for progression and thing, you could have it where he can ride it and fly and like 14th
Well, some
level is
of they replace some of the pact abilities that you would get as a warlock with the advancement of this dragon.
Yeah.
Because if you want to balance the game,
so I think that would be closest to like the feel of balance of leveling in the game, and you'd still have. At third level, you'd still have the dragon. It just you wouldn't be flying around on it. You'd be like more its caretaker.
By
until
like
it's
maybe
older.
maybe like heading toward like 10th level, it's actually like a legitimate mount.
Yeah,
like
and then
that.
there's a certain point where it can fly and carry you. Like 14th level, a sorcerer can fly at his speed, at his walk speed. So it's kind of that's something you could look into. It's giving it that level of ability. So you're not going to be walking around. You might be able to walk around with it like a mount at a certain level, or maybe you use spells to augment it. You can kind of figure out how much resource is it using. How good's the dragon compared to how much resource the warlock pact has to be put towards it.
So this is going to require work.
A lot of work,
And I don't know if you like this player enough to make this happen.
And if you want this in the world, I almost see it like it being a complete warlock, pack of the blade, in order to give you the night feel, and then just make the new patron, and do all the patron stuff as the dragon.
So he can use his invocations for himself and his spells for himself, and he gets his blade packed.
Well, yeah, because I feel like you need like a weapon to feel like a knight.
But then, but then he's also got the dragon. So he's pack of the chain plus.
No. That's where the patron stuff comes in.
All the patron abilities are going to
would be based around the dragon is how you'd have to do it.
Yeah.
But all that being said, if this GM from reading the email, I'm not even so sure the GM wants any of it in his game anyway. And I almost feel like he's asking us how to tell your player no. Because that might just be it too.
That is a reasonable no point of the game. When what the thing is you're doing is so breaking and balancing. Because, all this discussion that we just had about making this thing balance with the game, by the time you start telling the player what you would do to make this balance in the game, he might not be interested anymore.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, you're like, this, and this. It's not going to be a completely awesome dragon right out the gate. You're only going to enjoy having a dragon level 18 plus.
Puff the magic dragon.
18 plus. If you want to work up to level 18 plus to have this full-on dragon, by that time the player's face is going to wilt, and he's probably like, I don't really want to do that now.
It's flying at first level on a dragon, or no?
Well, here's the other thing that you might want to consider as well. What if you put a society of dragon riders in your game? And again, you have to actually want this in your game, and the player actually wants to join this society, and I often hear the complaint of, well, what do I spend gold on? What do I do with treasure? Yeah, and I just feel like Pathfinder and 3.5 has totally ruined players for the fact that you can do a bunch of stuff with your treasure and your gold. But they perceive that if they can't just buy magic items, there's absolutely nothing to do with their gold.
Yeah.
So what if he actually had to buy his way into a lordship in the society and be accepted, have to go through trials.
Well, not only that too, so once you made it, you had to have the coin to have this certain set of full plate made out of a special material, because you usually have to finance all your crap too.
yeah, you got to look the part, and then again, and maybe there's a certain amount of hoard you have to have in your own keep, castle, or whatever that you basically share with your dragon.
It's like a dragon dowry.
Yeah.
Yes, a dragon dowry.
Yeah,
absolutely. So where this could be something your player could work towards, and then you would actually determine
the pacing of it.
And when they can actually get it, and then when they do get it, it is actually a full dragon, and you can figure it into the adventures, and maybe there's other cool things that you can work out for your other players as well. And again, it's a dragon, so you really should treat it as a NPC,
independent NPC.
Not
with its own agendas
companion.
and stuff going on too. It might not be around because it's got its own agenda. Again, so it's got dragony things to do, man.
yeah. And I think I just a picture is thinking more like the Aragon kind of dragon rider. Bonnet mount thing, which I don't think is going to be...
Where the dragon's basically a beast of burden, and that's it.
Yeah,
right?
with its own personality, but it's it's almost like, the baby duckling, oh, you're my mama, I'm going to hang out with you all the time. So I don't think it would be, in that case, it wouldn't be that.
And you're talking about something that is smarter than you.
Yeah, sometimes when it comes out of the egg, it's
Well, all right. So it depends what you want to do in your world, because like maybe if you wanted them to have some derivation of dragon that's more like a beast, maybe it is like a modification off of just a wyvern. Yeah, like and you just so it would be
that could be the
substantially
dragon.
weaker.
Previous editions, they had the Dragonel, which was basically, it really was more or less a lizard, a flying lizard. But they were dragons, but they didn't have the dragon intelligence. They didn't have the dragon magic. I don't even remember if they actually had a breath weapon or not. But they were just kind of like smaller, less powerful versions of dragons. So you could absolutely do something like that. I think we actually used them in one of our previous campaigns where we had our drow actually lived on mountaintops and they flew these things.
Yeah. So we kind of did have dragon riders in the world. Yeah.
But they weren't real dragons, and it was more of a NPC race to begin with. So again, it comes back to what you want in your game. And don't be afraid to tell your players no, like this isn't going to work in my game. Or if you want to put it in there, you can always put it in there as the
dangle the carrot of the achievement to unlock. Yeah.
Be like, look, this is a lot of work to do it. You know what? I'm not going to do it by myself. I'm going to make you work your ass off as a player to earn the right to ride the dragon. You don't just get to ride dragons.
No, it's just not everybody does. So that's the thing. Yeah, so I think we more or less covered this. James, let us know how it went for you. Yeah, we'll be curious. I'm sure there'll be lots of great comments in the comments below. Speaking of comments, you can like, share, or comment in that section down here.
You can also check out the articles and the forum over at nerdarchy.com.
Hey, while you're there, check out Nerdarchy, the store!
So until next time,
stay nerdy.
Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Nerdarchist Ryan, and I'm joined by a Dragon Knight, which I'm not sure if that's some sort of prestige class, if he's trying to re-import something from a previous edition of the game,
or if he's just a mounted knight on a dragon.
On a dragon, but he wants to be a knight on a friggin' dragon.
Yeah. First of all, it goes back to player agency and how much do you want in your game. And this is a perfect instance where it's okay to say
overboard, no. Yeah,
you can say no here because this will completely change the dynamic.
The Nerdarch.
Nerdarchy Dave.
And today we have a GM 911. It's from James Lafrembois, and maybe you don't say it that French. And the question is regarding he has a player that wants to play.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, we also have Nerdarchy the newsletter. So if you want to get information fast and first, you can sign up for that. Back to GM 911. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there's several problems with this. First.